Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Burke. What can you do to avoid bone problems such as arthritis and osteoporosis? The health of your bones is affected by weight bearing, balance, and even gravity. Did you know that the bones of astronauts in space can weaken alarmingly? Even with 2 hours of exercises and being strapped down by springs, this still does not solve the problem for them. There is a law called Wolff's Law. This law explains how the bones are affected by force. A person's bones will adapt to the loads under which they are placed. With an increase in load on the bone, it will become stronger and thicker. Essentially, when there is an extra load, the bone will attract minerals and deposit them there, thickening the bone. This is a good thing as long as one area isn't overloaded. Just like at work, if one member isn't pulling their weight, others will have to bear it. The bones work this same way. The opposite is also true. If the loading on a bone decreases, the bones will become less dense and weaken. Therefore, in space, this is a real problem, as there is no weight to bear. How does this affect you right here on planet Earth? If you have a sedentary lifestyle, parts of you are not bearing weight, which means you may have certain bones experience a weakening due to less minerals being deposited in them. This is due to Wolff's Law. As I referenced earlier, we need to be fair about the workload on the joints. This is where good mechanics come into play. When an area is bearing too much weight, it will pull in extra minerals. Just like if you overused your hands, you will develop a callus. This is an easy way to understand why we develop osteoarthritis, which is the breakdown of the flexible joint coupled with a deposit of bony material, often called bone spurs. When we have unfair weight bearing, the body will likely sacrifice mobility for stability. An example of this could be our use of a cast. If we wanted to take pressure off the bone, we use the cast to create additional stability while preventing mobility. Osteoarthritis, which is considered a problem, is really a symptom of the body trying to adapt to additional stress and unfair weight bearing. Remember, the weight bearing and how the bones move is determined by the nervous system's patterning of movement. Let's take a look at a series of x-rays illustrating the difference between good weight bearing and unfair loading of the joints. This first picture is an x-ray of the side view of a neck. I wouldn't call this 100% textbook normal, but it has a pretty decent curve. You can notice the curve going inward on the back of the neck right here. On this x-ray, you can see that the neck curve is going in the wrong direction. This will put additional strain in this area. Notice this joint right here has a little breakdown or thinning of the disc, lessening the space between the bones. There is also a slight little lip in the front, which is the beginning of a bone spur. On this x-ray from the side, we can see the breakdown in the middle of the neck. When we look at this x-ray from front to back, we can see how the right side appears much wider than the left. This means the body has deposited much more minerals on the right side, showing that there was an unfair bearing of weight. The right side much greater than the left. The longer the process continues, the worse the situation will become. Now we will look at an illustration of advanced arthritis. We can see the breakdown in the joints, remembering that this is the house for the spinal cord and nerves, part of the central control center. As chiropractors, we are not only interested in arthritis and mechanics in the spine, but throughout the entire system. Now that we know the basics, including that the body needs to bear weight in order to have healthy, strong bones and bear it evenly, I bet you can answer this question that one of the new members of our practice posed to me. Here's her question. I did weight-bearing exercises to help prevent osteoporosis for 2 years. One of my hips got better, but the other one worsened. I was taking a calcium supplement too. What happened? When I did the postural evaluation, what do you think I found? One obvious factor was that her analysis showed that she carried 54% of the weight on one leg and only 46% on the other leg. It wasn't just about her feet. We also noticed her head was tilted to one side. This was corrected and her body began to bear weight in a more balanced way. Now both hips should start to benefit from the exercise. Had that imbalance been left unchecked, likely one hip would have become arthritic due to too much work while the other continued to lose bone density. We promote exercise for more than just bone health. Not only do good mechanics make for safer, more productive workouts, but help your body get more out of your daily activities. We don't have to accept arthritis and osteoporosis as a normal part of aging. We can help you do something about this.
Ba